independent work, I think it's challenging, and also the time management. You have to manage yourself and also schedule the time with your supervisor. It really needs high self-discipline. So it's a good training for me. It's the whole journey. I'm not sure if I can set up the best example, but I try my best to do so, and I think it helped me a lot. I grew up a lot as well.
So I was like, you're not gonna examine us in this topic. There is no few books that we have to kind of read and summarize and then come and set exam. They said, no, you just go and say your opinion and critique the big name. I was like, these names back home, we worship them. How do you want me to critique them? I can't disagree with them. Said, no, you cannot disagree because you're a scholar now. I was like, I am a scholar. It's like, wow. So it's difficult to engage with that critique in that level. So that was problematic. And until now, I mean, although I spent 5 years, I still respect the knowledge. But sometimes I dare to say, I don't agree. And that's a good thing. Back home, you go to big people and say, I have this problem and stuff, and you expect the wisdom from them. While here, they don't give you that wisdom. They say, well, it depends how do you see it, and it depends what is it you want to take out of it. So that was also different and was shocking. I was like, he's a big name in his field and he doesn't know the answer. So yeah, so that was also shocking to me. Yeah.
Where I come from, it's a lot of memorizing, broad education, not much critical thinking. Students don't really depend on themselves to find the information. It's all there in text. It's very textbooks focused. Coming to the UK is very different. Lecturers give you the flexibility to find the information yourself. It's learner-centered rather than teacher-centered. So a lot of the responsibility relies on the students themselves. So it's quite easy to kind of slip and fail if you don't put yourself, if you don't focus on what you need to do, because it's your responsibility. No one's going to push you to do it. So that's a little bit tricky to get used to.
Coming from our place, it's more like the information you get from your supervisor or from the lectures. The way you give it back to them, it's not very interactive in terms of defining your position and being critical. But now more of those skills you are learning, that analytical skills is very important here, so that you have a very clear position. Yes, you've got the materials, but what does it mean for you? What's your position?
Attendance is not as important here as it is in the States, and that learning is expected to be more independent and more self-driven, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it is very different from the way it's done in American universities. So I wish I'd known that, I guess, in advance. Not because it would have changed anything. I still would have shown up to class. For me, I learn the most when I'm in class, but because it feels different and it feels strange, I guess.
It's when you go into a meeting with your supervisor and he asks, well, what do you want to do next? This is what you found. What next? Questions like, where do you want to submit this paper? And suddenly realizing that your opinion matters. And it's not just like, oh, we want you to say this just because you have to. We're assessing you, but this is your work. This is your research. What do you want to do with it?